Nadeem Bukhari notes. Linguistics. Innate theory of learning. Para number 1. Every individual has a marvelous capacity for learning one's L1. It has been a matter of investigation for centuries to understand the process of language learning. Two important theories were put forward in this respect. One is called behavioristic theory, pounded by Skinner in his classic book Verbal Behavior, and other is called innate theory, postulated by Chomsky. This theory is considered better than behavioristic theory or nurture theory. This theory is differently known as nature theory or mentalistic theory. Behavioristic theory of language heavily draws on the behavioristic theory of learning in general. In language learning, this theory was put forward by Bloomfield, a well-known American linguist. The behavioristic theory is based on the principle of stimulus, response, reinforcement, and repetition. This theory emphasizes the pre-existence of an ideal environment for the learning of one's L1. Because for the child to be able to utter a word, some kind of stimulus is imperative, which creates an automatic response in the learner or the user of the language. This situation is reinforced after some time, and the process of repetition completes the learning process. Para number 2. It is maintained in the behavioristic theory of language learning that language is a part of our behavior which we acquire in ideal social conditions. The behaviorists do not believe that the child has a separate language learning capability. He is essentially the product of society, and so is his language. Therefore, the behaviorists do not believe in one's mind and linguistic capability as something separate from the human body. In relation to this behavioristic theory, Chomsky comes up with a new theory according to which a child is innately pre-programmed to acquire language. This capability is something a child is born with. However, it does not exclude the precondition of social environment where people speak a language and the child is exposed to it. But the device which enables him to pick up the language through various stages is innate in him. According to Chomsky, language has two important aspects: surface structure and deep structure. The surface structure differs from person to person, group to group, community to community, and also across various languages. But the deep structure of the language remains the same in all cases within the language or across the languages. He explains this with reference to his new model of language known as Transformational Generation Grammar, TGG. Any child, when he comes to the level of uttering individual words, will always first utter a noun of noun phrases. This is followed in the next stage of his language development by uttering a verb or verb phrases. This order or sequence of learning, i.e. NP, VP, is according to Chomsky a kind of universal phenomenon. Para number 3. Every child, no matter what language he speaks, will go through the same process of learning his L1, and this has been proved true in various empirical investigations. This theory has left great impact both on LI and L2. Para number 4. According to Chomsky, we learn our L2 in the same way as we learn L1. If the foreign learner makes mistakes in the process of learning his L2, it is because that he has not internalized the rules of the grammar of his L2 completely. In this context, Chomsky describes two important notions about language: competence and performance. Competent stands for the knowledge of rules of grammar which is shared uniformly by all individuals of a native speech community. Performance is the individual utterance or the utterances which are in most cases different among individuals as well as in groups. Para number 5. In the light of above discussion, we maintain that innate theory of language learning is the most recent theory put forward by linguists and appears to be more appealing and rationalistic. However, there is some truth in the behavioristic theory of language learning as well. It is, however, the innate theory of language learning which has changed our perception about the whole process of our learning too.